Have you ever successfully stopped a repeat marketing or scam phone call? How did you do it? Answer the phone. Connect to an agent. Mute your phone and carry on with what you were doing. They quickly take you off their dialers when you waste their agent's time. Hello. We'd like to offer you a free trip to Las Vegas, sir. Are you aware that you just called the emergency line of a Department of Energy research facility? We need to keep this line clear. You will add us to your do no call list. If I receive another call from your company, I will report this upstairs. Click. It helps that I'm not lying. Got a call that there was a virus on my computer. Told them that was impossible as I throw my computer into the river so the cops couldn't get any evidence on me. Haven't heard from them since. Would receive a specific 1 9 times out of 10. Your car warranty is about to expire. Press 1 if you'd like to be connected to a representative. So I would oblige. Wait for someone to come on the line and say, make, model and year of your vehicle, which I usually followed up with 2013 Hasbro ATV or 2017 Little Tykes tricycle, or something of that nature. I must have become a famous caller because they only called maybe 6 times after I started doing that, and they always started with, "Oh look who it is." Eventually it just stopped. I assume it's because they were tired of wasting their time on someone who was wasting their time. I get a call from a random pharmaceutical company saying that my supply of Viagra is ready for pickup. I told him that I had a complaint regarding the Viagra. I said that I only took half a pill and now only half of my PP was hard. Now my base is hard but the tip was soft and I was pissed. I kept going on this Viagra rant for about a minute or so and then they hang up. Happened twice and my friends are still laughing. I got a call from one of those "you've been selected for a free trip to the Bahamas" scammers. I told her that I couldn't do that right now. "Oh no sir. You don't understand, it's free, you just need to." No. I understand that, ma'am, it's just, I'm currently under federal investigation and cannot leave the country. I'm terribly sorry sir, I'll remove your number for more list. Have a wonderful day. Click. I asked them for their social security and they hung up on me. Whack. I got a call. Started reeling off this massive script. Finished probably after 2 minutes of solid talking. And I politely sat through the whole thing. I paused and said, "Sorry," she said, again, and started the whole script again from the start. Another 2-minute solid talk while later. I said, "Sorry," this time. There was a bit of frustration in her voice. Again, and once again did the whole 2 minutes again. Aggressively this time. "Sorry, frick this," and the call ended. My friend speaks English, Spanish and Russian. He would just start randomly switching between languages, and each language had a different personality. He would confuse them into total submission. They rarely called back. Just play dumb and eat up their time. They are playing a numbers game and don't want to spend 30 minutes with some good that gives them nothing. In that 30 they would rather get shot down 20 times and maybe find that old lady they can trick. I unplugged the landline. It was either that shit or my father-in-law, so win-win. I tried to troll a guy who was clearly calling people to get their bank account information by saying they were giving away money to help college students. He was from India and was dedicated to his job. I tried to piss him off for about 30 minutes but he kept interrupting me and I eventually told him to frick off and hung up the phone. He kept cutting me off saying, "But my friend," saying something like, "Hello there. You are speaking with a sales representative from Pleasure.com. What kind of sex toys do you want to order?" Really scream it at them, by the way. It always works for me. Pass it the 3-year-old. I answer the phone as Detective so-and-so. Then I ask them who they are and why they called the number in a very stern and cop-like manner. Then I ask them where they are and act like I am giving the information to someone else who is contacting Interpol. I ask a few more questions about their relationship to the number and advise anyone who has not already hung up. That they are to stay put and wait for Interpol to arrive for interrogations. Stopped calls to my classroom. Whenever they intro with "This is Sonzo" on a recorded line, I always politely say, "I do not consent to being recorded or monitored." Or something along those lines. It's always fun how flustered they get and not sure of what to do. They usually hang up and don't call back again. I don't even know if they need my consent to record me. But it seems to work. I always just say, "Bill's orphanage. You make 'em, we take 'em." They usually don't call back after that. I used to get a lot of unsolicited calls from a company who could sort my debt. I got a call from them one day, when I wasn't doing much at home, so decided to have some fun. I gave a false name, false address, which they couldn't find on their system. I convinced them it was a new build eventually. I then went through my debts meticulously. Had them waiting while I found the paperwork, etc. Some of the debts were for my sex change. And then reverting back because I changed my mind. 40 minutes later and I had over £300,000 debt. And able to pay up to £4,000 per month to clear it with them. The woman on the phone got her boss because it was such a big contract. And when the boss lady got on the phone, I told her I made it all up. I kid you not. She told me I was wasting their time. And that I shouldn't do that. Then hung up on me. Never heard from them again. Whenever I was at home and able to do it, I'd answer the phone and then put the phone in a shoebox with a Bluetooth speaker that was blaring hardcore anal Latina porn. The calls stopped after about a week. I had this problem for a month on a landline before I could figure out how to block it. The guy was harassing me and constantly calling me back just so he can access my computer. It got to the point that he would call back right after I hanged up. I finally looked up how to block a number on a landline in the phone book. Bought a safety whistle. Then blew the whistle in their eardrums before blocking the number. Told them that I was a member of their branch a floor above them and that they misdialed. They said, "Fuck you," and hung up. Didn't get a call back from them for a few months. About once or twice a week I would get the Microsoft support phone call. For about 3 weeks, I would hang up on them. After about a month of this, I decided to jack with them. I let them give their line about how my computer is sending them error. Blah, 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 blah. I kept responding with, "Interesting. Okay. Fascinating. Etc." When they said that they wanted to connect to my computer, I told them that this would be difficult. They asked why. I told them that they called the server room for the Pentagon. I do not think I have ever heard anyone hang up quicker. Just ask them if they want to buy sex toys or something. Just present yourself as a salesman of another company. After I had my first child, I kept getting calls about how the netting they used for my hernia surgery was being recalled and that I could get a lot of money if I took the time to talk them. I told them that I have never had that surgery and that it must be a mistake. They asked if I was in the hospital on blank day. I said, yes, but because I had a baby, not because I had any surgery. It looks like their records are mistaken and to please take me off the list. I thought that was that. I got a phone call 3x a week for months. Having the same exact conversation each time. I would say, "Take me off this list right now and I want to speak to your manager." They would hang up. I could tell it was the same guy. Finally, after almost a year of this shit, I was sitting in the car waiting for an appointment. I was pretty early and had a lot of time to kill. They call me again. I tell them, "Me. You have made a mistake. Take me off this list and I want to talk to whoever is in charge." He hung up. I realized that I actually had their number in my phone. So I called him. "Me. I have your number now. I am not going to stop calling until you let me talk to your manager." Him. "Ma'am. Please do not call this phone again, as this is my personal cell phone." Oh man. It was so on when he told me this. I repeated to call his number over 20 times. Each time he answered I said the same thing. "Me. I have your number now. I am not going to stop calling until you let me talk to your manager or take me off this list for real." At one point he even said I was mistaken and he knows I had hernia surgery. After what felt like the millionth call, women answered. Her. "Why do you keep harassing one of my employees?" Me. "I have told your employee that he has the wrong person and to take me off this list. He refuses to believe me and has been calling me 3x a week for the past 8 months." Her. "Ma'am, he is calling you because you are on our list and he can help you." Pretty much saying the same shit the other guy was saying, but with a really shitty attitude. Like it's me who is the asshole here. Me. "I have his number now and if you want me to stop, you need to take me off this list and never call again. If you do not, I will call him every minute I have a chance. I spend a lot of time in my car waiting for clients to meet me. So you guys will be hearing from me a lot." Her. Long pause. "All right ma'am, I took you off the list. Please don't call here again." Click. They never called again. Sorry for my grammar and spelling on my cell phone. I screamed for a solid 30 seconds. I managed to stop the Indian Microsoft customer service scammers from calling me. The calls were getting pretty bad earlier this year. Probably 4 a day from the same people. Usually the same person. I finally got tired of it and decided that I was going to mess with them. So the next time they called, I told them that I had all Apple products. Well, what do you know? A few minutes after we hung up, Apple customer service called to tell me that my computer had a virus. Cue my response. Apple? Why is Apple calling me? I only use Windows products. The guy cursed at me and hung up. This little charade went on for a few days, with him getting angrier and angrier each time. He said he was going to cut off my face and wear it one time. I told him that I would feel pretty sorry if he did, because then he would be even uglier than he is now. That was the last I heard from that particular guy. As they switched over to having a woman call me after that, though I could clearly hear him ranting about me in the background during one phone call, I kind of feel sorry for the woman. Because I had hatched a master plan to get the calls to stop. And she just so happened to have drawn the short straw to call my house that day. Her. Hello. This is Microsoft customer support. Ma'am, I am calling you today to tell you that your computer has a virus. Quote. Me. Computer? I don't own a computer. Quote. Her. Oh. I am sorry. Not your computer. Your tablet. Me. I don't own one of those either. Her. Well, how do you get on the internet? Me. The internet? Why would I want to get on the internet? We don't allow any of the devil's technology in this house. The internet is a tool of Satan. I refuse to use it. I will not touch any piece of technology that can access it. How dare you imply that I would fill my life with sin by having a computer? I rebuked that idea. I then ranted about technology being of the devil for several minutes. Offered to perform an exorcism for her to rid her of the technological demons she'd opened herself to. Even pretended to speak in tongues at one point. At first she kept trying to interrupt me and continue on with her spiel. But I didn't really let her. By the end she was speechless. She managed to stutter an apology and hung up. And I haven't been bothered by either Microsoft or Apple customer support in probably 6 months. Answer the phone with Ghostbusters what I want, and get increasingly exasperated when they don't have a legitimate paranormal issue. Helps to loudly snack gum. I always answer scam calls and try to get to a person. Then I talk really softly so they turn up their headset. After a while I scream the highest pitch scream I can or play the video on YouTube. High-pitched noise. Watch a James Veitch TED Talk. The phone scam that puts you through to someone who says you have been in an accident no longer calls me because I just keep telling them an elephant ran out in front of my car and it was a hit and run, didn't get the plate. Yeah. We had the talk.